Alex, we need to solve the problem. You hurt a friend really badly and he's sad.
But somebody else hit somebody else.
Yeah, hitting is not okay, is it, my friends?
No.
Okay, so you need to ask Zachary what you can do to make it okay.
What you can do to make it okay?
So Zach, what do you need from Alex to make it okay?
Ice.
Do you need a hug and then some ice? Okay, we can do that. So Alex, can you give Zach a hug? You need a hug from me? Okay.
Everything really is tied to our emotions. And I think especially for, teachers who might have a different philosophy on teaching, who haven't experienced Begin to Excel, I think it's, one of the most important things to teach just because it allows children to kind of clear their minds and be able to, once they are able to handle their emotions and talk about them and accept them and understand them, then they can move on to, taking in more information in terms of curriculum material.
If we come in and we have to say goodbye to mommy and we're feeling so sad, what is something that we could do now that we have these photos? We could go get one of these photos and sit with it and look at it, right? So we could look at our family to make ourselves feel better.
Over the last several decades, I've learned from children and their parents that parents really love their children very much and they really want to be very good at parenting. They also want their children to be very successful, both personally and professionally. And their understanding of success a lot of the times falls upon intellectual, academic success, and they don't really recognize the importance of emotional intelligence in children's success. Emotional intelligence really accounts for over 80% of one's success, whereas IQ accounts for only about 10 to 20%.
So what could be a different way to handle that next time if you really want to communicate to her that you want to do that? Instead of taking it from her, what can you do instead next time? With your words. Would that be easier for you to understand them?
They're given all these tools. They can understand what emotions look like on friends' faces. If your eyebrows are scrunched, they understand that a friend is feeling angry, or if a friend feels sad, what they look like, and they understand, that these emotions can be experienced for all sorts of reasons.
Not quite angry, Alex, but you're so close. I'm feeling frustrated.
Emotional intelligence really requires one to be aware of and be able to manage and regulate one's own emotions and those of others. You really need to look at how one begins to recognize and identify one's emotions, as well as understand the difference between and among emotions, be able to constructively express, as well as effectively and successfully manage and regulate the intensity of emotions, both positive and negative.
Another way, is that true? Felt like you had to scream because he wasn't here.
I don't have
So would stop when someone does not feel heard, they probably feel like they have to raise their voice.
I think for a lot of 1 to 2 year olds, one big problem that they have to solve every day is sharing toys. And to them, that is a huge problem. For adults, I think a lot of adults are just, I'm gonna take this toy away because you can't share, but that's not helping them problem solve. They are feeling frustrated because they both wanna share the same toy and we only have one of that toy. So helping identify their emotions is so important because they feel validated that they do feel frustrated and this is a frustrating situation for them, and that is a really big deal. And so by telling them their emotions, kind of helping them work it out, I think it connects the emotional competence with the problem solving, and that is what ends up helping them be able to problem solve in the future if they are able to recognize their emotion first.
Can I tell you why our thing is so cool? Okay, so you guys both feel the same. Yeah.
Okay.
So both of you have
Get a wet paper towel and we'll just put the sticker.
Brain development, as we all know, is so important in the early stages of life. 0 to 3 is when everything is happening. As they get older, obviously it looks a little bit different, but they're gaining the skills that are going to lead to lifelong success in all areas.